What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rising Above Adversity A.F.C. Bournemouth. Of course, today the focus is going to be on the Champions League as I bring you Shakhtar Donetsk, Barcelona and AC Milan in our final group games. I'll probably show you the league table because things are getting quite interesting at the moment. Actually, if I just scroll down, you can see Barcelona currently top of the group, 3 wins out of 3 on 9 points. Milan in second on 6 points. Ourselves in third on 3 points, and Shakhtar Donetsk at the bottom, no wins in their opening 3 games, 3 defeats out of 3, of course, on 0 points. The results since the last episode in the Champions League, well, we lost to AC Milan after the Barca game, 2-1 away from home. We were quite unfortunate in that one, actually. Had a number of good opportunities and should have at least got a point from the game, but Milan were a lot more clinical. And of course, as you can see, they took away the 3 points. But we did beat Shakhtar at home in our most recent Champions League game, 2-1 at home. So it's all to play for at the moment. Shakhtar have got a lot of work to do if they want to get themselves back into contention. At the moment, it's just looking like ourselves, Milan, and, well, you'd expect Barcelona to go through. So for that second spot, at the moment, it looks like it's going to be a tussle between ourselves and Milan. So we'll decide that. We'll see what happens in these next few games coming up. But in the league, things are going really well still since the last episode. Of course, you did see us lose our first game against Manchester City in the league of this current season. We did lose to Chelsea as well just a couple of games ago, 1-0 at home. But apart from that, we've been doing really well. You can see we beat West Brom 2-0 at home, a 3-1 win away at Anfield against Liverpool, and also a 2-0 win away against Spurs. So some really good results in there against Spurs and Liverpool. The Chelsea game, as I said, we lost 1-0. We were quite unfortunate, to be honest. Chelsea are struggling this season, and we probably didn't deserve to lose the game. We had a number of chances, but unfortunately, again, just like I mentioned in the Milan game, we wasn't clinical enough, and this is how the league table currently is shaping up. 10 games gone, still quite early on in the season. We're in third place, just a point behind United and Arsenal. You may have also noticed that we are out of the Capital One Cup as well, unfortunately. Lost 1-0 at home to Arsenal. But anyway, Champions League is what we are focusing on today. Shakhtar is our first opponent, and I'll show you our team sheet for that game. So we're going to go with Bardi in goal, Zadrahal, Lee Song-yong, Mamana and Parrott at the back. In midfield, we've got Sergei Sidorchuk, Benjamin Nunes, Andres Cubas and Joaquin Correa. And up front, we're going with Hervin on Gender. And I'm also starting Marco Negro. Hasn't had many starts this season, the 18-year-old we brought in the summer. You can see his stats are declining, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. He's a really fantastic prospect, and I want to give him a chance. Luciano Vieto has been struggling. He's come back from injury, but he just is not seemingly like, he doesn't seem to be gaining any match fitness, So I'm going to let him play in the reserves for a bit, or give him some game time in the reserve, see if we can improve that. And Marcelo, he's just horribly out of form, and he hasn't really been in form since he come to the club. 4 goals in 16 appearances for a player that we signed for, was it 13 million? I think it was around that mark. Just not what we need at this moment in time. So I'm going to drop him to the bench. Hopefully that can give him a little bit of a kick up the backside. I'm going to start with Negro and Ongenda up front. Of course, we've got those players who are not able to be registered for the competition, and Gamega still out of an injury. How long has he got left out? So 2 to 4 weeks, so he'll be back soon. We'll be needing him, of course, that centre-back cover there. We've only got Bailey Cargill as cover in the Champions League, so getting Gamega back will be very good news for us. But anyway, this is the team sheet for today's game. Ideally, I would like a win against Shakhtar here away from home. Of course, they've lost 3 out of 3 in the Champions League so far. Of course, we've still got to play Barcelona away from home and an AC Milan, so we really got to be looking to try and pick up 3 points in this game, I think. So before we actually get into the game, I forgot to mention something. The relocation to our new stadium has now been complete. We haven't played any games in it so far. Our first game, I believe, in the new stadium will be against Stoke in our next Premier League fixture. I won't show you that game, but of course I'll let you guys know the result of that one. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know that the new stadium, we're in our capacity of just over 24,000, I think. So really exciting. Can't wait to see us play in that new stadium. First opportunity in this game against Shakhtar, and it's I forgot his first name, Dario Serna. So I think he's about 38 years old now, and he scored an absolute peach of a free kick. There's not much Bardi could have done about that in goal, but this is not the start that we wanted. That's a beautiful free kick right in the top corner. Unstoppable, brilliant free kick. Moments later, we're looking to make a quick reply. Kubas has got a tackle in. It falls to Negro. I told you that I wanted to give him a chance in the first team. It was a really simple chance, but he's put it in the back of the net. He's got us on level terms. Kubas got a really good challenge in there. We can see it coming up in 3D. Gets a challenge in there. Brilliant tackle. Very, very easy chance for Negro. And as you would expect, slots it home 1-0 and we're back in the game. We've been the better of the two sides so far, so hopefully they don't score a goal here. Good tackle by Zadral. Can we hit him on the counter? Centre back misjudges the header. Ungenda is through on goal. Can he get a shot away? But he does, but it's a good block by the centre back there. So there is half-time whistle, 1-0. Very fast-paced start to the game. 2 quite early goals in the match. But since then, not much has happened. And there you see it, 1-0. I'll tell the players I'm disappointed again. As I said, I would ideally like us to get 3 points in this one. Of course, with that Barcelona away game coming up and then that Milan game coming up. That game is shaping up to be a very, very crucial one in this Champions League group stage. We've done alright so far. We haven't really done badly. You know, the free kick that was scored, not much we could do about that. And then we equalise. So we're going to get back into the game for the second half. Hopefully we can put a bit more pressure on Shakhtar. It's been an extremely quiet second half so far. So I'm going to make some changes in the game, I think. I'm going to bring on Halilovic, I think. I'll bring him on for Joaquin Correa. And I'm also going to bring on Luciano Vieto for Hervin Ongenda. Hasn't made much of an impact in this game. I'll make those 2 changes. Just under half an hour to go in the game. Still a chance for us to go on and win this one in Ukraine. I've also changed our team mentality to attacking. We could have a chance here, and we do, and we have a goal. The substitution, Alen Halilovic makes an instant impact, literally just come off the bench, and it proves that I am a genius. The flare's going off in the crowd, but Halilovic with a lovely finish there, gets the ball in the box, and look at that, turns, lovely finish, 2-1, and we've got a fantastic chance now to go on and win this game. But literally, as I say that, Shakhtar are on the attack. No, they're not. Zadrahal dispossesses. We've got a fantastic opportunity here. Men forward, Nunes to Halilovic. Can he find a pass into Vieto? He does. Vieto with the strike, but it's a fantastic save by the keeper to stop us from probably wrapping up this game. And as we approach the final 15 minutes of the game, there's a lot of highlights coming in the game. Sergei Sudichuk, I'm serious, this guy, Sergei Sudichuk, he gets a yellow card in literally, I think, every single game. I can't remember a game where he hasn't got a yellow card. And Shakhtar on the attack, ball whipped in by Vinicius into Luis Adriano. It was a good header. Disappointed with the defending there. We should have dealt with it. We've allowed Vinicius to get the ball in the box. Look at that. Ball played out wide. Look how much space he's got there. Whips in the ball. Luis Adriano. Good header. 2-2. We head to the final minutes of the game. We've got to score soon. Not much time left. Para into Kubas. Benjamin Nunes to Halilovic. Into Vieto. He's got to score. He does score off the bench. 2 substitutions have paid off for us in this game. Luciano Vieto, I said he's struggling for fitness, but off the bench he's come and he's done a fantastic job. Nunes, good patient play. Halilovic creating the goal, and you would expect him to score from there, and he did that emphatically. 3-2 a few minutes ago. We should win this game now. And well, I wasn't expecting it. Sorry. There's another goal. Luciano Vieto makes it 4-2. It came out a bit out of nowhere. I'm sorry, I really wasn't concentrating there. I think it was from a corner. Halilovic, yeah, here it is. Halilovic whips in the corner. Luciano Vieto again. Lovely strike. Look at that. It goes through the keeper's legs, but it's 4-2. Win is sealed now. 3 points on the board, and we're giving ourselves a great chance of progressing from this group. And any minute now, the full-time whistle should go as Mamana's on the ball. There it is. Full-time at the Donbass Arena, Shakhtar Donetsk 2, Bournemouth 4. So a very, very good start to the episode. That leaves us just a point behind AC Milan now. They drew at home. Barcelona 3-3. A bit of a thriller there. But a fully deserving win from ourselves. And now we've got to come up against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. So then, people, just to update you, first game in our new stadium. And, well, it wasn't an ideal result. 2-2 against Stoke. That leaves us in second place, 3 points behind Arsenal. Really, really disappointed with that result. Where are Stoke in the table? They're 8th, mid-table really, top half team. We should be beating them at home, especially when it's the first game in our new stadium. We wanted to give the fans a big lift and we haven't managed to do it. Only positive really, Marco Negro getting 2 goals, putting in some really impressive performances. You saw him score twice in that Champions League game against Shakhtar. But yeah, 2-2 against Stoke in our first home game in the new stadium. Not very happy about that at all. Before we get into this Barcelona game, I should probably tell you about another result that we've had since the Stoke one. 2-2 again, this time against Wolves away from home. A really another frustrating result. 2 back-to-back games that we should win and we haven't done so. However, this is the team for the game against Barcelona away at the Nou Camp. Having a lot of fitness issues at the moment, which is worrying. And we're not even in the Christmas period yet, so it's only going to get tougher for us. So again, that's a bit of a concern. But anyway, this is the team we've got for today. We've got Bardi in goal, back four, Zadrahal, Lee Song-yong, Mamana and Para, Nematic as the holding man. We've dropped Correa a little bit deeper for this one. Benjamin Núñez has picked up an injury a few weeks ago. He's only literally just come back to fitness, so we cannot rely on him for this one. But we've also got Cubas in midfield. Halilovic, who's in really good form lately, plays. And up front, we've got Ongenda and Negro. You've seen Negro's doing really, really well lately. I think he scored in the game against Wolves as well. Some impressive performances so far. And he's keeping the likes of Marcelo and Vieto on the bench. I'm going to start off the game with a defensive mentality, of course, away at home against Barcelona. Matic into Halilovic against his former club. Plays in Negro. He's got a great chance. Oh, Negro with an absolutely brilliant chance there. And he hits the post. Really unlucky. And there we go. Neymar plays in the ball to Luis Suarez. Oh, it's misjudged by Para. I think it was Suarez with a good shot. But it's a brilliant save by Bardi to deny him there. So it's so far so good in this game. Still 0-0, 37 minutes gone. Bardi has been sensational in goal for us so far, keeping out Neymar, Messi and Suarez. But they come on the attack again. Luis Suarez just out the box again. Fantastic save. It's a double save. There he is again. Bardi, what an absolutely brilliant man. What a goalkeeper. You've seen him so many times save us in dangerous situations. He's done it again. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from Bardi there. And we're coming towards half-time. Can we spring a surprise on Barcelona? Cubas into Negro. Oh, is it a penalty? No, it's not. It's fallen back to Cubas. To what? Para. Cubas. Halilovic. Can he find a pass? He does to Negro. He's got to score. He does score. The 18-year-old Uruguayan / Italian striker scores at the Nou Camp. And I never would have thought I would say it, guys, but Bournemouth are 1-0 up in the Nou Camp. Halilovic really composed there, finds the pass to Negro. He missed a good chance early on in the game. He didn't let that get to his head. What a composed finish that was. And wow, I can't believe it. That will be half-time, right on the stroke of half-time. What a brilliant time to score in the game. I can't believe it, guys. 1-0 up at the Nou Camp. I was expecting it to be a really backs against the wall performance. And to be honest, Barcelona have had a lot of chances. You can see Bardi's average rating so far is an 8.3. He's had a superb half, but we've got that threat on the attack. I said it. If we can see the ball at least, you know, we can create chances, and we've done that. Halilovic into Negro, 1-0 up. Brilliant stuff. Can we keep it up in the second half though? That is the main question. And early on in the second half, we've picked up an injury, and it's one that we would not want. Andres Cubas, I don't talk about him a lot, but he really is a key component in this team. You can see he's rated at 5 stars by my assistant. He's such an important player in this team. You know, his work rate, his technical ability. He really is a fantastic little player. Barcelona actually interested in him. But we're going to have to bring him off. Fekir's going to come on. Fekir, of course, who we spent a little bit of money on. I think it was about 15 odd million. I can't quite remember that we spent on him. But he's not able to get in the team with Cubas. But anyway, we're going to have to bring on Fekir. Still 1-0, 49th minute in the game. Let's get back into it. Hopefully the Cubas substitution going off doesn't have a massive impact on us, as Lionel Messi... it's not surprising. Lionel Messi, what a strike that was. Not sure who played the pass into him, but it was a bit of a solo effort. Neymar there, you see, he gets in behind, and from there takes on the man there. That was a beautiful goal. I can't deny that. Beautiful strike, and Barca are level in this game. And so far, you have to say that the impact of Cubas going off is a great one, as Messi puts the ball in the back of the net. Oh, the first half went so well, But in the second half, Barcelona have just come out fighting, and that Cubas going off injured has really hindered us. I feel like such an important player, as I mentioned, and we're 2-1 down in this one now. Alright, so I'm going to make another change. Negro's been out there for a while with a knock, so I'm going to bring on Luciano Vieto in his place. Done really well, of course, gave us the lead in the game. Unfortunately, we haven't managed to maintain that lead, but there's still 15 minutes left to go. You never know, we may be able to grab another one in these final minutes. And as this game comes towards its end, we're on the attack again. Hervin on Gender. Can he find the pass? Not too many options. Back to Halilovic. Can he make something happen? He's got the ability to do so. Into Luciano Vieto. And wow, how crucial will that goal be? Luciano Vieto, 88 minutes on the clock. I kind of wasn't expecting us to get back into this one, if I'm being completely honest. But Halilovic slides the ball into Vieto, and a calm, composed finish there to get us on level terms, 2-2. And the full-time whistle blows at the Nou Camp. Incredibly, we've come away with a 2-2 draw to give us a chance of qualifying from this group. Let's have a look at the Shakhtar Milan result. So, Milan drew 1-1 with Shakhtar at home. So, this gives us a massive opportunity to qualify from this group now. Of course, we've got AC Milan in our last group game. So, I said that game could have a lot riding on it, and it definitely is. Qualification is on the line for the next round of the Champions League. But this result, brilliant one. 2-2 away against Barcelona. Luciano Vieto with the late goal to rescue a point for us. And after the Barcelona game, we've received some disappointing news. I mentioned how important Andres Cubas is for us in that midfield. And now he's out for 3 months with a torn hamstring. Really, really disappointing. After the jubilation of getting a point at the Nou Camp, the despair of hearing this news that Cubas, we're going to be missing him for 3 months. But, you know, what can we do? We've got to move on. Other players in the team, we've got a quality team, and hopefully the other players can step up in his place and perform, you know, to the level that he has been doing this season. Some more results to tell you about them before we get into the final game of this episode. And the theme of draws continued as we drew 1-1 away from Norwich. Really, really frustrating game, actually. We took the lead on the 33rd minute through Luciano Vieto. Then, not long before half-time, Sergej Sidorchuk again getting himself booked in and picked up another yellow card off on the 43rd minute. I'm really going to have to consider this guy's future, because the amount of yellow cards that he's picked up, I've mentioned it so many times, I do not know why he is so ill-disciplined. So I'm going to have to look at his future. He's costing us games now. He's starting this one. Wilfred Boney scored in the 47th minute. And in the end, Norwich were really unlucky not to actually go on and win the game. And then Swansea at home. Swansea came into the game in 16th in the table. And they even took a 2-0 lead in the game through Verton Berisha double there. We pulled one back, for a fantastic strike from Alen Halilovic in the 40th minute. And then Lee Song-yong in the 91st minute popping up with a goal. Thankfully, in the most recent game that we played, we picked up a 3-1 win against Newcastle, but we're second in the table, 7 points behind Arsenal, so we've got a lot of work to do if we want to win the title again this year. And, well, the problem has been lying in our defence of late. Our reliable defence, our usually reliable defence, has been far from reliable of late. Hopefully we can see an improvement, the likes of Lee Song-yong, Emmanuel Manor at the back. We really need to start seeing a big improvement. We've got AC Milan. Of course, the situation is that going into this final group game, AC Milan are a point ahead of us in the group. In second place, we are in third. So we need to win the game if we want to progress to the next round. This is the team for today. We've got Bardi in goal, back four, Zadrahal, Lee Song-yong, Mamana, and Maxim Gemega is back from injury. He's slotting in at left back today because we don't have Para through suspension, and Brian Oviedo through just not being registered for the squad. But we've got in midfield, we've got Matic, Correa, Nunes, and Halilovic. Halilovic has been a real bright spark lately. He's been doing fantastically well. Really pleased with him. Of course, we bought him really cheap from Man City in the summer, and great to see him performing for us. And then up front, we've got Hervin on Gender, and I'm starting Marcelo. He scored 2 goals against Newcastle just a few days ago, so I think he's earned a starting spot in this game. You can see I've got AC Milan's formation in the top right corner. They're setting up very defensively. They know that they only have to come here and get a point, but we are currently on the ball. We've made a brilliant start to the game. We've dominated the early stages. Marcelo, can we turn that early dominance into a goal? Marcelo with the effort, but it's just over the bar, but a good effort from him there. 33 minutes in, Zadrahal, the right back, has picked up an injury. That is not ideal. We've got Bayemi. I mean, he's not brilliant, to be honest. We may be in the market for a right back come January, I think, because we really need someone who could compete with Zadrahal for that spot. But we're going to bring on Bayemi. Hopefully Zadrahal is not out for too long because he's our main right back. But anyway, let's get back into the game. 33 minutes gone. We've been so dominant. AC Milan haven't shown anything going forward, and I think they know that they don't need to. Obviously, they only need to get a point from this game to progress to the next round. I'm actually going to switch to attacking. Let's take the game to AC Milan. They obviously have no intentions of coming forward or attacking in this game, so let's take the game to them, and hopefully that can pay dividends. Straight after that substitution, we've got a corner floated in. Gamega's there, but the ball is headed away. Marcelo into Halilovic. And I mentioned him pre-game as being a bright spark in our team in recent weeks. And he's come up with a big goal in this game now. AC Milan will need to stop being so defensive now. They need to score. Of course, if we win this, we go through from the corner. Marcelo plays the ball into Halilovic. Lovely strike into the top corner. Brilliant. 1-0. And there is the whistle for half-time. We've been so dominant in this game. There's only been one team really looking to get on the score sheet, and it's been us. And we've managed to do it through that Halilovic goal not long before half-time. Really positive performance so far. And let's hope we can keep it up for the second half and go through from this group. An early stage in the second half. We're on the attack. Marcelo with the strike. And it's another good save by the keeper. He's done well so far to keep us from extending our lead, and he's done it once again there. So I'm staying on attacking for this second half. I feel like if AC Milan do start to come forward, then we can, if we stay on attacking, we will definitely punish them and score another goal. We could do here as Hervin Ongenda sticks the ball in the back of the net. 2-0 lead. Hervin Ongenda gets his 6th goal of the season, and you would think now that we are going to go on and win this game and secure our place in the knockout rounds. Correa plays in Ongenda. Lovely strike, very composed, lovely finish, 2-0. It is the full-time whistle at the Bournemouth Stadium, 2-0 against AC Milan, and we've managed to turn this group on its head and make our way through. What a brilliant performance. Completely dominated the game. AC Milan, as I mentioned, came up and set up to get a point from this one, but we were just too much on the night. You can see there that confirms that we finished in second place in the group. Barcelona finished top of the group. They actually lost to Shakhtar, so we only finished a point behind Barcelona in the group. Very exciting in our first Champions League campaign to make it through. Let's have a look. Zadrahal out for 2 to 3 weeks. Not too bad, but there is the confirmation that we qualify for the next round. I'm not sure actually when the draw is. Can we see when that is? Let's have a look. So the draw is coming up in a few days' time. So before we wrap up this episode, I will bring you the draw for the first knockout round. As promised then, here we are for the draw for the first knockout round. Of course, we finished second in our group, so we are likely to get a very tough draw. Look at the sides we could face. I mean, Arsenal, Bayern, Liverpool, PSG, Barcelona, Juventus, Man United and Real Madrid. We're going to go ahead with the draw. We're going to do the automatic draw and see who we get. And we're drawing out first up against Bayern. So FC Bayern will be our opponents in the first knockout round. We'll let the rest of the draw play out. We're at home in the first leg for that one. Atletico Juventus, interesting tie there. Apart from that, looks like some fairly even or easy draws for the the top teams there. Dortmund, not really any interesting ties here, to be honest. Maybe Dortmund Barcelona, that could be very interesting, but apart from that, not too many interesting ties. But anyway, our main focus is that we've got Bayern. Let's have a look at Bayern, how they're getting on. So they're first in the Bundesliga. Oh, they've got a decent team there. Lukaku, Lewandowski, Depay, Schweinsteiger at the age of 35, still in the midfield. Müller, fairly the same team really. They've got the likes of Saul, Goetze. Really good team, as you would expect. Thiago, I was actually looking at Thiago, to be honest. I think his contract is up at the end of the season. Amazing player. Just look at those technical attributes. But we don't really need a central midfielder of his kind. We've got Benjamin Nunes, so I don't know. Maybe we'll have a look at that, see if anything happens. But Bayern in the next round of the Champions League. I'm not sure when I'm going to come back. Of course, the January transfer window is fast approaching. And as I mentioned, I may be in the market for a right back, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that will conclude today's episode. If you did enjoy our journey in the Champions League, be sure to leave this episode a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel just yet, please do subscribe. But for now, it's been Halfback FM, and I'll see you guys in a bit.